We sit back and everybody goes, I don't like ballot harvesting. I want to vote on election day. I think there's a reason we have election day. We've lost the battle, right? Everyone now is mailing in their ballot. And this is what the Dems outdid us in COVID. It was they cheated. They changed the laws. They didn't abide by any of the local regulations.
They threw out any lawsuit that challenged their changes.
Correct.
On standing.
And so the reality is that either you get up and now say, okay, ballot harvesting is legal. We're going to start getting all of these people registered the way we've got to understand the rules and play by them. And excuse me, not play, but understand that this is how they're playing by them. And if we don't do it, then we're going to continue to lose. I keep looking back at Georgia. Do you realize if we had won that race in Georgia, we wouldn't have any of the issues in terms of the Biden nominees that we had? The judges, the nominees, the oversight would start happening in the Senate.
I think that's Trump's fault.
Huh? Okay, but here's the point. Enough people in Georgia didn't get out there and do it. And if we don't realize the consequences of these elections, we're going to get stuck with these policies and these people that are ruining the country.
We saw a lot of sentiment from people in Georgia in that Senate runoff that said, what's the point of voting anyway? It's all fraud.
Yes.
Well, congratulations. Your fraud narrative suppressed your own vote.
Correct.
I'm not going to claim that there is fraud, but I cannot stand the idea of voting on an electric voting machine. The proprietary code tallies my vote. I put that in quotes behind the scenes. So it's like I throw a rock into the ocean and someone else is going to be like, oh yeah, your rock landed over there. Trust me.
Republicans in Congress should pass a bill banning the use of proprietary voting machines.
Absolutely need the code to be free because I have evidence of a developer who's testifying in front of a Judiciary Committee that he built technology to flip the vote 5149 in 2000. It's sickening that
famous footage.
Yeah. Let me.
But more importantly, there was a story about a guy who got a speeding ticket, and he went to court and he said he wanted the source code of the radar gun because for all we know, it's a random number generator, and you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that thing actually showed my speed. And the judge was like, "You're right."
Yeah, man.
How do we know that thing does what people claim it to do?
Clinton Eugene Curtis testified that he, for Congressman Tom Feeney in 2000, built the prototype software package that would secretly rig an election to sway the result 5149 in 2000. And then I think George Bush won that election 5149.
We don't know.
Very strange. Yeah, we don't know. And that's the problem we don't know. I need to verify.
I'm saying we don't know what voting machines do. Nobody does. All we know is you have a machine. We have various machines where you can tap a screen and it claims you voted, but I have no idea what's going on. Like, why would I make that assumption? The software code for any voting machine should be publicly available to everybody. More importantly, I think due to the complexity of it, they should be outlawed outright.
Also, foreign
and Congress should do it right now.
Like
I know,
Dominions are
seriously.
Why doesn't Congress do it though? I mean, what is the benefit of keeping them around?
There's no benefit.
But then,
just so you understand, the answer is because they're going to claim that there's no federal. That these are all state-run elections. That's their. I'm not explaining.
Right. No, you're right.
Right.
States have a right.
They have a right to. They each run their own elections, and therefore we don't have any over. Which is ridiculous. But this is sort of like the drinking age. There is no federal law that says it's 21, but they just tell everyone transportation dollars flow to states that have a 21. Right. So they tie the money. So you can do it, but they just don't want to. And the reality is, but look, can I just get back to the bottom line? There's a discussion to be had on what you and Ian are bringing up. But the point is that too many people are saying, well, until that's done, I'm not voting. And that's what happened in Georgia. Well, guess what? Then we lose. So you can do both at the same time. You can basically say, all right, I'll get out there, I'll play by the current rules, and we need to fix it. But if we keep losing elections, they're just going to keep steamrolling us.
I thought for sure Hillary was going to win 2016 because I'd given up. I was totally black-pilled. Like, well, I can't prove that these voting machines are legit.
They were so convinced that Trump didn't have any. I think part of it was they didn't have their guard up. They were like, there's no way this is going to happen. And they weren't going to, in 2020, they were like, all right, that's why we're going to keep changing these rules. Wisconsin, Nevada, Georgia. It was like, okay, Pennsylvania's constitution doesn't allow early voting.
Right. They just did it anyway.
They just did it.
And then the court ruled it was fine.